Can you dodge a toy review at point blank range? Because it's Legacy Point Blank.
Kabim!
I should have filmed this on the 4th of July. Oh well. I'm so glad they went with Point Blank as opposed to Blanker, which was the name they were going to before they recovered the trademark on Point Blank. Here he is, and he's frustratingly close to okay. Like, I really like the visuals of him. We're going to ignore the translucent plastic elephant in the room, but his shoulders are really cool. They look like giant power suit pads. Huge chunks of car. Not nearly as big as his original, but still very nice. Especially with the wheels spinning there. I think he has some weird growths on his elbows. You might need to go see Perceptor about that, or Ratchet, whichever. He has a weird logo on his crotch. It almost looks like an up-down Ultratech logo. Crossover with Killer Instinct one day. And his legs are very nice and chunky. The color scheme is very nice and auto body, like the combination of red and teal, aquamarine. I have no idea what freaking shade of blue this is. Hey Lex Luger, do you know what shade of blue this is?
I don't know!
Well, thanks anyway. Size comparison. Let's do a size comparison with one of his teammates. Yeah. Here he is with crosshairs. There you go. Here's a size comparison with Needle Nose. A better robot with an equally shit double Target Master gimmick. Can we please do these gimmicks better? Very minimal kibble. Only a bit of his windscreen. And unfortunately, he has a case of hollow leg, but they're behind, so it's slightly forgivable. What I can't really forgive, though, is the frustrating limited articulation. Like, everything's good in the legs, the hips, universal, go all the way out, although, yeah, mine's got a bit of a, whoop, there it goes. Yeah, weak. But mushroom peg thigh swivel, very deep knee bend for the transformation. He's got an ankle tilt, and he's got a toe bend. So, pants downwards, he is very solid. But the problems come up. First off, like, I know you're like a giant sentient robot fighting a million-year civil war or whatever, but can you fucking smile, please? Like, why does everyone just frown all the time? Although I like the blue visor, that's cool. But this ball joint is frustratingly limited. Like, it gives your rotation for your full exorcist, but like, look, there's so little range in the other degrees. Like, it doesn't even want to really stay in a position. It feels like it's just like you put it there and he goes, nope, nope. The shoulders, decent. They got the full swing. But here come the problems. This pathetic elbow joint. Now, I know I'm only Canadian and I've never actually fired a gun, but like, I imagine if you want to be an effective soldier, you might want to be able to raise your arm right in front of you. Imagine going into a battle being like, yeah, I'm going to shoot you. Like, I can't get my elbow up. Erectile dysfunction joke. But the way you have to do it is, like, you can move his shoulder to get it in front, but again, it's like, that, no, that doesn't work. He has more motion going backwards, breaking his own elbow, than he does pointing his arm forwards. Something went wrong there. Oh, and he does have a bicep swivel. No wrist swivel, unfortunately. But he has a waist swivel. Like, his hands don't even transform. He should have a wrist swivel. His outward shoulder posability is also frustrating, as his arm can only go out to there. Then you have to use the transformation joint if you want him to even do anything resembling a T-pose or tree pose, whichever Evangelist subtitles call it. And I don't believe he can dab, no. And if not being able to point a gun straight forward isn't enough, it's just a shame his gun also sucks. Straight off the set of a popular DC superhero show and onto Cybertron, it's Peacemaker. Yes, we in fact can see you, and you suck. Detail though, he's got minimal. He got a blue visor, that's nice. Silver painted face. And almost no articulation. Now I know Siege Battlemasters got a very bad rap that basically killed that idea for Hasbro, but like, these are the same thing. This has ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed hips, a decent transformation. This guy has this. That's it. That's G1 accurate, which is not always good. And then, well, that's his gun mode. A chode of a gun mode. It's so small, I actually wish it was invisible. So I wouldn't have to see this atrocity. You can plug it into his hand, and that doesn't make it look any better because he then can't shoot it at somebody. He can shoot at their feet if he wants to make him glow. Dodge gunfire by hopping around a bit. Alright, there we go. Now he can fire his pathetic plastic pistol at his enemies. And just think about, where did my life go so wrong that this is my gun? Unfortunately, it does have a peg in the back to theoretically recreate it attaching into his hand, or like the stump where his hand would be once it folds away, which is a thing the G1 toy could do, but this one can't. Another thing the G1 toy can do is have an engine block accessory as a shield that this guy didn't have the budget for. So, kind of frustrating robot mode overall. Really? Like, he can pose. Like, the toe joint is surprisingly effective, but no pose I put him in, I go, yeah, that looks cool. He's just like awkwardly walking towards you, being like, I want to shoot you, but I can't aim. Maybe I'll use my tires for a melee attack or something. I don't know. I guess he has ports on the bottom of his feet and on his shins for stuff to do. And I wish he had an Autobot symbol on the piece of shit clear plastic. Oh, we're acknowledging the elephant in the room. The fact that his torso is completely covered in a sheet of clear plastic. That feels like I could very easily just go whip and rip it right off, leaving the little gaping hole in his chest where his spark should be. I don't know. But we have to get to transformation. And even then, we can't have a perfectly smooth ride. Alright, so first step, fold down his spine so you can tuck his head away. And then rotate his shoulders so they're like that. Now, I did figure this transformation out without looking at the instructions, but it was not super complicated. It's just the arms are very particular about the order of operations they want you to do. There's a very specific series of folds you have to do to get them in the right spot. Meanwhile, I talked over folding the rest of the canopy of the car, the windshield of the car. So what's the best way to demonstrate this? So you have to do fold it in, at the same time fold that, and rotate down so it's like that. And then you rotate the arm like that, and then rotate it in place like that. And it'll click into place, and you can try and break the windshield, which is all more clear plastic. Look at that. That's horrible. There. So you have one half of the hood of the car done. Do the same thing on the other side. Rotate. See, that's that's what I'm talking about. You have very little room for clearance unless you do it the specific way it wants you to do. Otherwise, it'll just go, no, I'm not working for you. And then you plug it in. Another issue, these things are on ball joints and are very fond of popping off just due to being crammed into such a tight space once you rotate the hips and fold them up while remembering to fold the foot. And you have to fold this piece up to make room for the shin, which it's gonna, yep, there you go, right there. Pop. Because it barely clears the ball joint. But you fold it down, and then you push this back into place, and it tabs in right there, and it also tabs in to the foot right up here. And you got one leg done, and then the second verse, strangely similar to the first. Hopefully keeping the thing, no, it popped off. Lucky it's a ball joint and not something that would be more prone to breakage. But there you go. That is his car mode. Not a long transformation, but a weirdly specific order of operations. Like, I did figure it out. It took me quite a few tries to figure out the best way to rotate the shoulders, or I guess the only way to rotate the shoulders, but like, that is such oddly unnecessarily specific. Like, I feel like you'd see that more often on third-party Transformers than anything made by Hasbro or Takara these days. Much more into simple, straightforward things than like that. But here's his car mode, and I like it. I like it. I like the front half of it, at least. What I'm not a fan of is Autobot symbols cut in half. That does not look good ever. It's a futuristic cyber car, but not so overly stylized that it looks alien next to, say, normal cars of the day. It does kind of look like just a normal car, but slightly updated, unlike Blur, who's right out of place. At least from the front half. The front half does resemble something similar to a normal car, with nice slopes, a very distinct windshield with what I imagine could be doors there. Although there's so many panels and pieces right here that they don't really form a cohesive shape. Like there are random gaps in them that kind of break up the illusion of what might be a door. And the big old obvious massive thigh gap in the back, which you can try and cover up with the freaking pathetic. I've already made that alliteration. I'm not going to do it again. But you can plug it in there and it kind of works. It really doesn't hold in well. There's these two tabs here. So it's like it doesn't really hold in at all. Actually, it kind of stays. Okay. I'll give it 1/8 of a point for that. But this car rolls decently well. Although I can't really show that to you. Wait, what's that? We actually have footage of it rolling? Alright, I guess we'll cut to that now.
Do 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 do.
Thank you for that footage. And also clean your bloody floor. Here it is. With Crossfire. So, overall, I don't really think I can recommend this guy. Like, I don't hate him, but he's not worth it compared to the rest of the toys that have come out in the same line or even later than him. Like, there's a lot of nitpicky, I think even more than nitpicky, just questionable choices, let's say, that kind of hamper him a little bit. But I don't know. I guess I bought him for this review, so I don't know. I guess I got my money worth. I don't know. If I had to give him a score out of 10, though, just because he's almost the colors of the American flag and his name is related to guns, I would give him a Merca out of 10. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And gun joke. I don't have any because we have much stricter gun laws here than in the US. Keep the peace, I guess. Or just keep it weird. Either way. Bye-bye.